Hey everybody, Brock here, E6 Swine Cattle. Just a quick video today. Wanted to discuss something that I hold dear to my heart. I'm basically obsessed with, and that's genetics. We're having a nice downpour out here right now, so I thought it'd be a good time to make a video. I haven't made a video in a while. I've been busy. And to be honest, I have so much to say it's hard for me to focus on one thing and get it on a video. But I'm going to try today. I want to talk about genetics. And I see so many people on YouTube or Instagram or whatever focusing on a breed. This breed's better than this breed. This breed's better than this breed. No, breeds have certain characteristics that you might prefer that make them better at certain things than other breeds. I hear it all the time. Mangalitsa is the best pig going. Depends on what you're after. If you're a charcuterie dude and that's your thing, yeah, Mangalitsa would be a good pig for you. If you are not interested in getting an animal finished efficiently, quickly, Mangalitsa is a great animal for you. They're hardy. They're great mothers. Super protective. They're calm. They don't give me a hard time. But they grow so slow, and the retail product on them is not very good. So I've been going down a wormhole for years now with my pigs. I like a large black hog. Large blacks are super hardy pigs. They don't get sick. They can farrow without a heat lamp. They can just roll. They don't care. But man, they are narrow. They got small rib eyes, but they have a great frame. It's a long pig, tall pig. I like that. That gives me more area to create a better pig. So I took the large black, I incorporated it with some York. We've used Old Spot, Red Wattle, Mangalitsa. I've AI'd a couple times to my best sows to production Durox from Shipley Swine. So basically why I did that, I wanted to inject some retail product and some grow. But I also didn't want to sacrifice the carcass qualities of the Mangalitsa and the red meat that you get from a heritage hog. These modern day hogs are lean. They're just a little ball of muscle, but they grow. I don't particularly care for the modern day hog carcass. It's just not that flavorful. So what I've done is I've set out to make our own pig. So I took all those breeds and I just kept combining them. And if you held a gun to my head right now and told me to go back and write down how I did it, and the breed specifically, what to what, I couldn't tell you, because it's not important to me. What's important to me is that with each generation that I make, the pigs are better. So how do I make a better pig? Well, this is just same in cattle, same in livestock breeding. People make it too hard. They overcomplicate things. Like the EPDs in the cattle breed. You can think yourself crazy going through all these EPDs and choosing bulls on their EPDs, blah, 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 blah. I've kept one simple philosophy this whole time. And so far, it's working good. And that's the key word, good. You breed good to good. And you concentrate that good. And you keep concentrating it until Mother Nature said, whoa, you went a little too far on your inbreeding there. Some people call it inbreeding, I call it line breeding. It's pretty frowned upon these days, but 50, 100 years ago, that's how people rolled. That's how breeds are established. That's how Larry Leonhardt of Shoshone Angus in Wyoming created strains in his Angus. He line bred them. He let nature sort it out. So basically, I've taken that philosophy with the hogs, and I've just taken the good hogs and just let them go, breed. I have 2 boars right now that are in with all the sows. And to be honest, I don't know who bred who. And I really don't care. That's not the point. Those boars wouldn't be in there if I didn't think they were both worthy of the job. So now I let nature separate it. Which boar has the most vigor? Strong, strong, and just like in nature, the strongest one breeds on. And I think that's a big thing people miss these days is you get caught up in the name or a bloodline or a farm. Just because an animal came from a certain place, it doesn't guarantee you success. You still need to do your homework. You need to source animals from a breeder that runs animals in a similar environment as you, a similar scenario, has the relatively same goals. If you're just starting out, I can't emphasize it enough. When you're first selecting breeding stock, do your homework. You can get misled so fast because people just want to make a sale. They'll lie, they'll tell you everything you want to hear, and you're going to be disappointed. If you are buying animals from a breeder and he's not willing, or he or her is not willing to say, well, these are the things you need to protect against, and these are the things that my animals do really well. If they're not willing to tell you that, I wouldn't do business with them. Because anybody who's done this for long enough will tell you there's no guarantees. You get 2 full brothers, they can breed completely different. You have to know what you're looking at. So my whole idea out here is to concentrate the good and just keep concentrating it and try not to get too line bred. So basically I'm using boars to perpetrate, or what's the word I can't think of the word. I'm using boars that are out of good sows, and I'm concentrating the good sows through the use of their sons. So that might even mean that boar breeds his mother. That's happened a lot out here, and the pigs they just roll. I've yet to have a train wreck of a litter. I really don't see any regression yet. Our hogs are averaging around 300 pounds at 6 months. Our bacon, the sides are weighing around 22 pounds a side on the pork bellies. More bacon in a hog is more money for you, because everybody wants bacon, right? Everybody wants bacon and pork chops. So you have a longer hog, you're going to get more retail product. You make that hog wider, more retail product. But it's a balance. You can get the growth and all, but you got to balance the carcass quality. You got to balance the maternal abilities of the sows. Any extreme in one direction or another is no good. You want to find the happy medium, the middle. No surprises. Nothing. They're not super good at one thing and super bad at one thing. They're really good at a lot of things. And that's how you need to look at your breeding program. Just keep it simple. Combine the good to the good. Like an old boy once told me, you breed the best and you eat the rest. And if you remember that, you're on your way to being a successful livestock breeder. That goes for cows, chickens, hogs, goats, sheep, you name it. Some of the most famous herds that I've read upon are super line bred. Y Angus, Maryland. Super line bred. The line 1 Herefords. I don't think they've ever brought in an outside bull. Now there is some regression in those cattle now, but it's been decades and decades and decades. So my goal moving forward, and I would like to see my peeps that are doing what I'm doing, small farming, homesteading, this is what I would like to see us do in the future. We all develop our own line bred strains. So my pigs, what I hang my hat on these pigs out here is I can sell you a gilt, and I'm relatively confident that that gilt will lay down and farrow and not smash your babies. She will not need a heat lamp. She just needs a dry spot, and that's it. And she's going to be a good mama. She's going to wean, a nice litter of healthy pigs. And she's going to breed back. She's going to be calm. She don't want to kill you. She is, basically, you almost want to forget they're there. Like, you know they're there, but at the same time, they don't cause you any drama. So if I can produce a line bred strain of super good pigs, and my buddy down the road produces his own strain of line bred pigs, and they're not related, so then I'll say we swap a boar. I give him one of my good boars, he gives me one of his. When we cross those two line bred strains, you get a super good pig. You're going to get your hybrid vigor, you're going to get your heterosis in there, and it just can go on and on and on. This whole outcross, crossbreeding, I see so many people promoting crossbred bulls. You're just, in my opinion, you're spinning your wheels. Because when you crossbreed something, that first cross is where you're going to get your biggest bang for your buck, and each resulting cross down the road, you get less and less and less. You get less consistency, on and on. When you line breed, you have to call ruthlessly. There's no emotion in this. You cannot let emotion rule your decisions at all. Your decisions need to be based upon facts, performance, what that animal's done. Sally the sow might be friendly and loves to have her belly rubbed, but if she can't have you 2 litters minimum a year and wean 10 pigs a litter, get her out of here. Get something that will. So my idea going forward is I would like to supply maternal type seed stock to people that can come out here and buy a load of gilts, and they can take them home, and them gilts are going to perform, and they're going to make those people money. I'm eliminating the surprises before I sell them to you. The more surprises I eliminate, the better chance you have of making money, and the better chance that you'll come back to me and want to buy another one. And the cycle continues. If I sell you a shitty animal and it doesn't do what I said it's going to do, are you going to come back and buy another one from me? No, I wouldn't. So it's hard enough when you're a homesteader. It's hard enough when you're a small farmer. All this stuff. There's so much to learn. And there's snakes in the grass everywhere you look. Especially in the purebred business. You got to watch them. They'll get you. It's all promotion, commotion, and emotion. They prey on you for that. They get you excited. That's why you go to an auction and there's free booze. Why is there free booze? Because you lighten up. And you get drunk and you're like, hell, I'll spend $5,000 on a bull. I've done it. It works. I've been the sucker. So, you want to buy an animal from me? We can come out here and sit here and look at them drink beer, but I'm not getting you drunk to fucking make a sale. That's unethical in my opinion. If you are entrusting your money and your time and your farm into my animals, I'm going to make sure I'm giving you the best I got. That's just a pride thing for me, I guess. I have no interest in selling a mediocre animal for consumption, for breeding, for anything. I'm here to make elite animals. That's it, and that's all. Elite. And elite is not easy. And elite takes time. You're going to make mistakes. Especially if you've never done this before. I didn't grow up on a farm. I grew up playing ball. I was supposed to be the big jock. And I was supposed to go play ball in college. This and that. I had a golf scholarship, but I was too busy to go. So I was lost for a long time. Drugs, partying, boozing. Just not a very productive person in society. And then I found farming. And the rest is history. It saved my life. It gave me a purpose. I get up every day loving what I do. It's hard. I'm not financially well off right now at all. In fact, we're the opposite of financially well off. But these are the things you have to go through if you're going to make it down the road. There is no shortcuts to breeding a good animal. You got $100,000 to blow on animals, you can go get a good one. It still doesn't guarantee that you're going to be successful. There is no guarantees. You have to do your homework. You have to select animals that are the producer that's you're buying from. He needs to push his animals. He needs to see what they're capable of. You know, if they live in a barn and they got heat lamps and there's no challenges for them. Unless your environment is exactly like that, that animal is going to come to your place and you're going to be disappointed. Probably 9 times out of 10. There's always going to be an outlier. There's always going to be an animal that defies the general rules of thumb. But in my experience, selecting your genetics it has to be the most important aspect of building your farm. Without the right genetics, you've taken 2 steps back before you've even started. And how do you even know you bought the wrong genetics when you're starting out? It's a crapshoot, and you have to take a leap of faith with somebody. So that's the beauty of social media these days. You can do your homework. You know, when I first started out, I could barely sell a pig to anybody. And now I have standing orders for feeder pigs. Especially this time of year in the spring. I get a call almost every day. Hey, how many feeder pigs do you got for sale? When can I come get them? You know, these people that have bought hogs from me over the last few years have had success. And they've made money. And I take a lot of pride in that. I love to get that phone call where they say, hey, Brock, God, these pigs are fantastic, man. The people love them. They grew great. When can I get another load? And it's relationships like that. You got to start with one, and then another one, and then another one, and then another one. And you treat each one of those people as like they're the most important person in your world. Because at that time, they are. Without those people coming and supporting you, what do you got? You got nothing. Nothing. So I used to want to breed a famous bull, like world famous, sell semen, make $100,000 off selling semen on a bull. I thought that was the end all be all. That was what I wanted to do. I wanted to be famous because I raised a famous bull that won shows and blah 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 blah. And it turns out that I've sold a few bulls that did really good for people. And it was a good feeling. I enjoyed that. But the thing I enjoy the most is when a customer calls me and says, dude, we just had your bacon this morning for breakfast, and my God, was it good. We love it. I just beam when someone tells me that, because that means not only are they eating good, but they're happy, which makes me happy. That's what this is what it's all about. It's about making good, real food. If you're not in this to do that, and you're in it for the money, I don't want nothing to do with you. Get out. Get out of my way. We're here to make elite animals, improve the animals, improve our diets, improve our minds, improve our health, improve the soil, improve the animals. That's what it's about. It's not about money. If you're in this for the money, you're in it for the wrong reasons. I've never been about the money, clearly, because I'm about as poor as it can be. I might have a nice squeeze chute back there, but that thing's 12 years old, and I bought that when I had money. So, this is a hard business. There is pitfalls at every turn. And unfortunately, there's people that want to take advantage of those pitfalls and profit off of them. Which, that's their choice. But I think times need to change. I want to breed a hog for the homesteader. who has their own little farm. They want to grow their own food. They can come to me, they can buy some pigs, and I can be confident in knowing that they're going to be 95% sure they're going to be happy with what they got. There are no guarantees. But I've gotten to the point now with these hogs that I'm getting pretty confident in their abilities because they're doing it consistently. I don't get an outlier here, an outlier there that's really good. I get a bunch of them that are good. They might not be great, but they're good. And good is better than bad. So good is a good place to start. And you keep building from good. Breed the good to the good and stay in the truck and have a coldie. Take care of your customers. Be honest with your customers. Be obsessed with your genetics. Obsessed. Read everything you can. Go visit other farms. One of my favorite things to do is go visit other farms. And this is how I handle that. When you go to a farm, first off, you're going to see things you like, and you're going to see things you don't like. You don't need to go tell that person they're doing it wrong. You don't need to say anything. You take what you like, and you bring it back home. And you leave what you don't like there. And you bring that good back home, and you figure out a way to put it into your operation. So, like I said, I didn't grow up on a farm. I didn't have a clue. So basically, I just became a sponge. And if I saw something at a farm that I liked, I brought it home and did it. If I saw something that I didn't, I knew to avoid that pitfall. So I still made tons of mistakes. I'm still making mistakes. But at the same time, I feel like I know enough now that I can make a video, and hopefully this will help. Wow, I've talked for 22 minutes. So that's probably enough, huh? So that's it for today. We've got all our sows about to farrow. I took the boars out last fall, and I kicked them in around, a little bit before Christmas. And those two boars just absolutely went bananas breeding these sows. They are all pregnant, super close to farrowing. So it's just within a span of 3 to 4 weeks, all my sows are just going to go bing, 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 bing. And I've got all these piglets. Right now, bang, spring's coming. It's a perfect time to be doing it. I used to farrow in the winter. I've had some success, but it is a giant pain in the ass. It's hard on the animal. It's hard on the piglets. It's hard on you. It's hard on your wallet. It's just difficult. Unless you have a facility, and your hogs are a tax write-off, it doesn't pay. Farrow in March and April, and then farrow again in September, October, early November. Get out of the winter farrowing unless you absolutely have to produce, litters every month to fill your demand. That's a whole nother animal, and if you ever get to that point, well, then you're going to have to figure something out for wintertime farrowing. Right now, I don't want to do that. Our markets are farmers markets in Columbus and local restaurants, food trucks, and private sales. And, the farmers markets, that's summertime. So all of our hogs that were born last fall are now finishing up, and we're taking them to the butcher as we speak. As a matter of fact, I have 7 at the butcher right now. So those hogs, now it's people about to get their grills out. Spring's coming, summer's coming, hog roasts, graduation parties, hams for Easter. You got to know your market. So avoid the winter if you can. Work with Mother Nature. I used to calve January, February, March because I thought, I'm home more then, so I can watch them. Well, you can still be watching them, and if it's 10 below zero, maybe it lives, maybe it doesn't. But if it's 60 degrees and the grass is green and the dandelions are popping, that little calf's going to go toot, and he's going to hop right up, and he's going to nurse, and you're not going to lose him. And you're going to make money off that calf. If you want to put a bunch of resources into calving in January and February, have at it. But it's going to cost you a lot more money. Work with nature, not against her. Call ruthlessly. Select your livestock accordingly. Do your homework. Know your breeders. Visit their farms. Form a relationship with them. I have a relationship with a cattle breeder. The first guy, when I got back into the cattle 3 or 4 years ago, I knew exactly where I was going. I went as hard as I could up to Paint Valley Farms in Millersburg, Ohio. His name's Lee Miller. He's a great guy. I bought 5 bred cows off of him. One of the cows was a bred heifer. She came, I brought her home. She calved one day and she prolapsed. We had the vet out. We had her in this chute right here, and we was sewing her back up, and she just fell over dead. She had ruptured an artery or something inside and bled to death on the inside. Nobody's fault. The calf wasn't overly big. The cow wasn't over conditioned. It just sometimes it happens. And I surely didn't want to call Lee and yell at him. It wasn't his fault. He doesn't know. He's trying to give me the best animals he can, because that's what a good businessman does. So fast forward a few weeks, and Lee called to check on how things were going, and I just happened to tell him that cow had prolapsed and died. And I wasn't telling him because I was mad. I was just telling him because he's my friend, and he wants to know what's going on, good, bad, or ugly, which I do too. So I told him that, and I could tell he was pretty distraught about it. And about a week later, I get a phone call, and it's Lee, and he says, "Hey, are you at home?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "I'll be right there." I thought, well, that's odd. So I waited, and I see him pulling in the driveway, and he's got a trailer on the truck. And he backs up the driveway, and he backs right up to the gate. I said, "What are you doing?" He says, "Open that gate." And he opened the trailer door, and out came a cow and a brand new calf. And he said, "I want you to have this." He said, he goes, "I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it for me." He said, "I felt bad that cow died. I don't want no money. I want you to be successful." And he gave me another cow and a calf. And that cow turns out to be a rock star. And you know what? He's never once said, "I shouldn't have gave you that cow." He loves it. He revels in it. My success is his success. And I've never forgot that. And I want to do the same type of thing with you, my customers. So going forward, if you come and buy an animal from me, I'm going to take good care of you. And I'm going to make sure you get what you need. And if I don't have what you need, I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to force a sale on you because I want to make money. I want to sell you an animal because it's going to help you make money. And it's going to help you enjoy your farm a little more. There's nothing worse than having bad animals on a farm that you're chasing around all the time, or you're running from, or whatever. Good animals are worth their weight in gold. And that's what you should be doing as a livestock producer. Breed the best to the best and eat the rest. Be good to each other. I'll see you around.